Hey guys, I am back with another Project Life Process video, and I'm going to be working on week 6 in this spread, and I'm just getting everything lined out and kind of showing you what I have to work with here. Now this week I am working with a lot of white cardstock and using some bits and pieces from the Fine and Dandy core kit. I noticed that the Fine and Dandy core kit the white isn't really white. It's kind of a dull grayish color, and I felt that my photos this week were pretty dark, and when I had those dull gray cards mixed with kind of the dark photos, I just didn't like it. So I cut a lot of them up and placed them on some bright white cardstock, and that seemed to help that out for me. So I'm starting out with my title card, and I'm just showing you that I'm going to be doing a 6x12 insert, and I'm going to be putting it on that white paper with that black polka dot. And so I am tying that into this other side by making my title card have that same pattern paper. I am still just using this One Little Bird stamp by Studio Calico, and I'm still loving it. I'm stamping it with gray this week. It's just a Hero Arts ink, and I am trying my best to get it centered here, but you'll see in a moment after I stamp this out that it's kind of off-centered. It's a little bit more to the left. And so how I try to fix that is when I stamp my dates, I stamp those a little bit more to the right so that that sort of off-centerness looks intentional. And maybe it just looks silly, I don't know, but that was my way to kind of fix that problem. And then I'm just going to cross off my week on my little week numbers cheat sheet and get my title card finished. Now, like I said, I'm just pulling some of that white paper with that tiny black polka dot in and matting my title card. I love that card, probably because that pattern paper is my favorite of all time, but that's probably my favorite title card of the year. So now I'm just working on my first set of photo. I was going to use this Happy Day card, and I decided against it. I decided to pull out this little square that says hooray. Now this came on, it was a 3x4 card, and I just cut the little hooray out of it and placed it on some white cardstock. And I'm just talking about how I was really excited that my daughter was in preschool this year, and for Valentine's Day we got to make little goodies for her class and for her teachers, and how that was just so much fun to do. So super simple and to the point, but that photo is a template that I got from Tracy Larson, and I will link to those down below. I really, really like them, and I go through different phases where I use them a lot, and then sometimes I don't open them for months, but I'm definitely liking them right now. Now on this striped card, it just came from the Fine and Dandy kit. I'm not altering that, but I am going to add some hearts on top of it. And I'm taking just a glassine bag that I got from one of my kits, and I'm cutting out several hearts. You can see that I did draw a heart on there first, but I didn't try to make it super perfect or anything. And I'm going to layer a few of these hearts down on this card. I'm going to tape a few of them down just so they're in place, but I don't want that tape to stand out. So I'm actually going to take this over to my sewing machine and stitch a line down the center of it. And when I stitch that line, I'll add a few hearts on top. I'm kind of trying to show you that where I'll try to cover up that glue spot. But if you see it, it's not that big of a deal either. So now I'm just pulling out my next photo and my card and getting that taken care of. I knew that I wanted to use this Happy Day card, but I didn't know exactly how I was going to use it, and I struggle with that quite a bit. So what I ended up deciding to do was just write down a few of the fun things that my daughter did on Valentine's Day. Like, what was the fun part of her day? And so I wrote things like she got to have a Valentine's Day party at school, and she got to come home early. We picked her up early for the day, and it was my husband's day off, so she got to ride in his truck when we picked her up, and just a few of the things that she probably would think was special about that day. And that's how I approached that card. And then I take care of my last card for my pocket side of my spread. This is just a photo of my daughter and my husband at his work. Where she goes to dance is really close to his work, and so there's a lot of times where we will stop in and see him, and she always knows that he most of the time has treats back in his work, but this time he didn't. And she says, well, you can just go buy me one, out front, because she knows that there's food out front. I mean, we walked past it and everything, and it was just really cute and fun. So I was documenting that. It was cute to watch him walk her through the store and let her pick out what she wanted. And it was just really cute. So I briefly talked about that. And now I'm going to work on my insert this week, which is I'm putting in a 6x12 page protector. Now, I'm using an Ali Edwards template that I got from Designer Digitals a long time ago, and it is meant to go in a 6x12 insert, but I don't have a wide format printer, and so the tallest I can print is 11 inches. And so I had to size this down so that I could print out my journaling with my printer that I have. And so how I made that still work for a 6x12 insert was I just am backing the whole thing with a bigger piece of paper, which you'll see me do here. So but this is just an insert about our Valentine's Day weekend, and I comment in there how we pretty much do the same thing. If my daughter is away for the weekend, we pretty much do the same thing. And that is, one day we go to the casino for my husband, and the next day we go shopping for me. And he doesn't complain about shopping, and I don't complain about the casino. And it's just kind of a fun weekend. But that is what I talk about or in the journaling here on this insert. And now I'm going to take a few more of those hearts that I cut out and place in that spot above my journaling. Now you'll see how I take everything over to my sewing machine like I typically do and get some stitching on my layout. I really like how that heart card turned out. I think that's super cute. And you can still see the tape a little bit, but like I said, it's not a big deal. And so now I'm just laying everything out so that I can get a good idea of what it looks like and make sure that I don't need to add anything. Even though I don't have a lot of photos that scream Valentine's Day, I still wanted this week to feel sort of Valentine's-y, and I think that I did that. I think the Fine and Dandy kit was a good kit to use for that purpose. And so I call this spread done, and I just wanted to thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully we'll see you soon. All right, bye guys.